Hello everyone! I am your teacher for today. My name is Teacher Maria Paz Abuan. Our subject for today is science. Our lesson for today is all about motions of the earth. So here's the focus point of the lesson. It is to demonstrate rotation and revolution of Earth using a globe to explain day and night and the sequence of season. First, let's define what is motion. Motion is the phenomenon in which an object changes its position over time. Motion is mathematically described in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, speed, and time. Now let's talk about the rotation of the Earth in daily motion. Rotation is the movement of an object on its axis. The Earth rotates from west to east. It is clockwise as seen above North Pole and counterclockwise as seen above South Pole. The period of one complete rotation is defined as a day and takes 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.2 seconds. It is adjusted to 24 hours for easy reference. Earth's rotation is inclined or tilted 23.5 degrees relative to its plane of revolution around the Sun. The Sun, Moon, planets, and stars do not orbit around Earth every day. It appears that way to us because we observe the sky from a planet that rotates once every day or 15 inches per hour. Here's the results from Earth's rotation. The first result from Earth's rotation is Earth's rotation may result to the occurrence of day and night. Places facing the sun experience daytime, while those facing away from the sun experience nighttime. So the length of daytime and nighttime varies as Earth revolves around the sun. Second is the daily rising and setting of the sun, stars, and the moon are the pattern of motion visible in the sky. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, as do the moon, planets, and the stars. These daily motions are the results from Earth's rotation. So the third result from Earth's rotation is that Earth's rotation affects the flow of air and water on Earth. Flowing air and water are diverted from north to south direction to an east to west direction because of Earth's rotation. So diversion of direction is called the Coriolis effect. Now let's proceed to the revolution of the Earth in annual motion. So let's define what revolution is. Revolution is the movement of the object around the bigger object. Earth revolves around the sun. So the Earth's orbit around the sun is a slightly flattened circle called an ellipse. The sun is not at the center of the orbit, but it is slightly off to one side. This explains why Earth's distance from the Sun varies. The Earth is closest to the Sun at 147 million kilometers when it is in its orbit's perihelion. It is farthest from the Sun at 152 million kilometers when it is in its orbit's aphelion. Earth revolves around the Sun as it rotates or spins on its axis. The period of one revolution around the Sun is defined as a year. So, one complete revolution of the Earth is 365.24 solar days, or 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds. This explains why there is a leap year after every 4 years, where there is an extra day. Earth's axis is tilted. As it orbits the Sun, Earth's axis remains fixed in space so that at one point, the northern hemisphere of the Earth is tilted. Now here's the results from Earth's revolution. Occurrence of seasonal changes. Seasons change throughout the year, the length of days varies, and the temperature may range from cold to hot depending on the latitude where you live. The annual changes are the results of Earth's orbital motion about the Sun called the revolution. Our season is created by this orbital tilt and by Earth's orbital motion around the Sun. So let's now proceed to the seasons. Now, seasons are short periods of climatic changes caused by the amount of solar radiation an area receives. Because Earth is tilted, different areas of Earth receive different amount of solar radiation throughout the year. So, the amount of solar radiation is constant near the equator, hence, in the tropics, there is not much seasonal temperature change. However, they do experience dry and wet season. The middle latitude or temperate zone has warm summer, cool winter, mild spring, and fall. Now let's proceed to the seasons of the Earth. Earth is spherical in shape and it is slightly tilted at 23.5. While it is rotating and revolving around the Sun, the rays of the Sun strike in a vertical and slanting manner in different regions of the Earth. The parts of the Earth directly facing the Sun receive vertical rays, and the parts of the Earth that curve away from the Sun receive slanting rays. As a result, different seasons and hours of daylight occur. Seasons occur in places at 30 latitude above. As mentioned earlier, seasons are short periods of climatic change caused by the changes in the amount of solar radiation an area receives. It is a division of the year marked the changes in weather, hours of day, and ecology. During June, July, and August, the northern hemisphere is facing the Sun while the southern hemisphere is away from the Sun. The northern hemisphere experiences summer while the southern hemisphere experiences winter. This is because the northern hemisphere is exposed to more direct sunlight. Examples of countries in this area are Canada, Russia, Japan, and the United States. In June, the vertical rays of the sun reach the innermost limit at 23.5 north or in the Tropic of Cancer. The sun is overhead in this part of the world at noontime. When the North Pole tilts directly toward the sun, this is called summer solstice. Summer solstice comes about June 22. Areas beyond 66.5 North Arctic Circle experience 24 hours daytime. June, July, and August are the hottest months in the Northern Hemisphere. December, January, and February are the hottest months in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, as the Earth moves, summer turns to autumn or fall. During September, October, and November, the axis of the northern and that of the southern hemispheres moves sideways. In this period, both hemispheres receive not too much nor too little energy from the sun. When the sun is directly overhead in the equator, this is called fall or autumnal equinox. Autumnal equinox happens on September 23 when the nighttime and daytime are equal. During December, January, and February, the North Pole is facing away from the sun. The Northern Hemisphere receives least energy from the sun, while the Southern Hemisphere receives the greatest amount of energy from the sun. During this period, the temperature in the Tropic of Cancer in the Northern Hemisphere is very low, while in the Tropic of Capricorn in the Southern Hemisphere is high. Places in North Pole will experience winter, while places in the South Pole will experience summer. During winter, days are short and nights are long. Winter arrives with the winter solstice on December 22. From March, April, and May, Earth's axis is not pointed to the sun. Both hemispheres received equal amounts of solar energy. This season is called spring, and the spring in the temperate countries starts on March 21. In the northern hemisphere, the vernal or spring equinox comes on March 21. It is the signal of the start of new season, and at this time, places in the northern hemisphere experience equal daytime and nighttime. 4 seasons do not occur in the Philippines because it is located near the equator or below 30 degrees latitude. And as discussed previously, the Philippines experience dry and wet seasons only. So here are some activities that you can do during summer. Bike rides, meet friends at the local playground, have a picnic at a local park, backyard camping, and backyard stargazing. And here are some activities you can do during winter. Build a snowman, have a snowball fight, hold a bonfire and let your teen invite friends over, ice fishing, and ice skating. Here are some activities that you can do during spring. Plant a spring garden, see the cherry blossoms, have a picnic at the park, go for a run, take a hike, play softball, and ride a bike. And here are the things that you can do during autumn. Go for a walk in the forest, visit a deer park, go to a harvest festival, go on a lantern trail, go rock pooling, or toast marshmallows, and jump in a pile of leaves. Now answer, why does the earth experience night and day at different times? What should happen for the Philippines to experience the 4 seasons? In December, the United States and Canada are experiencing winter, while Antarctica is experiencing summer. Why is this so? If you are to visit another country, which will it be and why? Remember that rotation is the movement of Earth on its axis, while revolution is the movement of Earth around the Sun. Earth's rotation causes day and night, while Earth's revolution causes the 4 seasons. In the countries located at the above 30 degrees latitude, there are 4 seasons: the winter, spring, summer, and autumn. The 4 seasons are caused by the tilting of the Earth's axis and the revolution of the Earth. Each season lasts for 3 months. So why do we need to study motions of the Earth? We need to study motions of the Earth because we make observations from Earth. Knowledge of Earth's natural motion is essential. As described above, our planet rotates on its axis daily and revolves around the Sun annually. Its axis precesses and nutates. Even the fixed stars move about on their own. Now here's the importance of Earth's rotation. As the Earth rotates, each area of its surface gets a turn to face and be warmed by the Sun. This is important to all life on Earth. The Sun affects everything from the weather we experience to the food we eat and even our health. And now here's the importance of Earth's revolution. The revolution of the Earth on its axis is important in setting up the seasons. Evidence for this is in a phenomena called parallax, where nearby stars appear to shift with regards to distant stars. The direction of Earth's revolution is in the direction of its rotation.
Okay, that's all for today, class. Thank you for listening.